Well, bakers, I thought it was the perfect time now that we're going back to school to share with you my recipe for refined sugar-free granola. It is so delicious. It is easy to make. Everybody in your house will love it. We're going to start out by mixing together our wet ingredients. These are all natural ingredients. So first off, I have some maple syrup. Lovely, good quality maple syrup, the real deal here. You want to splash out and use the good stuff for this recipe. Remember, you're the one eating this and your family. You can use honey if you want. However, I do prefer the flavor of maple syrup, especially because we're going to be adding pecans to this granola, and those two flavors kind of complement each other so well because they're kind of like, you know, hickory, kind of caramelly, kind of yummy. Next is our oil, a lovely all-natural oil. We are using coconut. This flavor also works really well with the other ingredients we're going to add. It's a fantastic oil for you and really tasty. Now, if you're a brave, bold baker and you like kind of nuttier flavor, you can actually substitute coconut oil for olive oil, like a light flavored olive oil, and that will be so delicious too. Olive oil in my baked goods is my absolute favorite. And if you haven't tried my internet's best ever chocolate chip cookies, those have olive oil and they are next level. Into our liquid, we are adding our salt. Now, let me tell you why I'm adding my salt in here. It dissolves in the liquid, so it's going to get everywhere. So we mix it into our dry ingredients, it's going to be all the way throughout rather than granules. So in some of my baking, my secret trick is actually to add your salt into your wet ingredients and not your dry. It just blends up so much better that way, and the flavor is better also. Now, because we're going a little bit fancy with this granola, I thought I would take it to another level and add in some vanilla bean paste. Now, this is optional if you don't want to, and you can replace the bean paste with some vanilla extract if you wish. I just think the vanilla bean paste makes it extra fancy and more sophisticated. My personal choice for vanilla bean paste is actually Rodell. The flavor is just so superior, and also they make their vanilla bean paste with the bean and they don't add in the pod. So you definitely get a superior flavor and product. And this jar will last you a long time. And then into our liquid, another dry ingredient, a little bit of cinnamon, not too much cinnamon. I add a slight little bit in there for a bit of warmth and just to work really well with the salt, with the nuts, all those things. Now, give those ingredients a good old mix together. Lovely, okay, nothing too complicated so far. Shouldn't be, I mean, it's granola. Now, dry ingredients. Here I have a big old bowl of rolled oats. You don't want quick cooking oats because they're smaller and just doesn't do the same job. And we do not use steel cut oats. We want just regular old rolled oats for this. Old fashioned oats, as they're also called. Lovely. As you can see, this is going to make you a lot of granola that will last a long time in your cupboard. Into this, we are going to add in chopped pecans, untoasted. I paired pecans with this granola because it has the maple syrup and they all kind of have a similar flavor, and then also with a little bit of cinnamon, the salt, it just all works really well together. Then a little added extra because it's very good for you. It has great flavor and it just complements the coconut oil in this granola is shredded coconut that is unsweetened, all natural, okay? We don't want the sweetened stuff for this recipe, just regular unsweetened coconut. Shredded. Give those ingredients a mix together. So our dry ingredients now, it is as simple as adding your wet into your dry. Go in with a spatula to get all of your syrupy mix out of that jug and every little last grain of salt. Perfect. And now just give it a really good mix together until the oats are fully coated. Okay, lovely, all our oats are coated. Now, don't do what I used to do when I was younger and shove it all onto one pan because I thought I could just make life easier. It needs to be spread out so it can crisp up and get nice and toasty. So just give it some space on the trays. Okay, lovely. Our granola is ready to go into our oven, so follow me over here. So bake your granola at 325 degrees Fahrenheit, 160 degrees Celsius with the fan on because we're baking 2 trays, so you want the air to circulate. If you don't have a fan in your oven, then just rotate the trays during the baking time. It will take roughly around 20 to 25 minutes to bake. You just want to go until it's nice and golden brown. Now, during the baking time, halfway through, go in with a spatula or something and just move around the granola so it's baking evenly and it's not just getting brown around the edges. This will ensure lovely crisp granola. Here we go. Oh my gosh, you would not believe how great this smells. Let me tell you something, a little fun fact about Kevin Kurtz. He loves this. He loves this noise of the granola on the tray. So I like to give it a good scrape when they are done. Now, when it is cooling down but still hot from the oven, this is when we sprinkle on some raisins. If you don't like raisins, feel free to leave them out. I will tell you, I use golden raisins, also known as sultanas, because I think the color works really well. And they're just like, you know, good quality. They're really plump, they're lovely. They just blend in nicely and they add a little bit of natural sweetness into your granola, you know, that little bit extra. When you're adding in fruit, don't make the same mistake I did when I first started making granola, when I added it in with everything else and then baked it, and then the raisins came out like rocks. You want to add it in when it's out of the oven, still warm, and just give it a good mixy mix, just like this. And just so you know, this granola is quite a fine granola. It's not big and lumpy. Some people like it big and chunky. This is a little bit different. This is the way I like it. I find it easier to eat. So just let this hang out, cool on your trays, and it will crisp up even further. What I love to do with this is serve it as a parfait. So some yogurt, fresh fruit, and then a big old scoop of granola. This homemade granola to me is one of those recipes that just makes you feel good. In my house, we have this as a light dessert, or me personally, I have it as a late night snack with a little bit of milk. One of the best things, this granola will keep fresh in your cupboard for up to 8 weeks. I absolutely adore this granola. It's like the ultimate comfort food. Thank you so much for watching. Stick around for lots more baking videos and I'll see you back here again next week.